What's up, guys? Listen, hey, so we're gonna have to keep this pretty tight. Obviously, I don't have a voice today, so I'm gonna share this out to to a couple pages real quick. Sorry about this, guys. Real Talk Mondays. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I do apologize. I've been gone for a couple weeks. I was getting my broker's license 2 weeks ago. Last week I was super sick, and I still am not 100%. So you guys will just have to bear with me. Two things I can promise. The first thing is I'm not going to be able to get you sick through the camera, and I'm not sick. The second thing is we're going to bring a lot of value real quick. Today we're going to go over overcoming objections, right? So in any business that you're in, I've got a training class of 5 new agents, and we're talking about overcoming objections, the importance on it, and just being persistent. And the what's up, Brandon, my dude? Thank you so much for tuning in. Guys, for those of you guys that don't know me, I own our home real estate right here in Knoxville, Tennessee. Been in business now. I just hit my 3-year mark, and we're over, I think, $95 million worth of property sold in a short 3 years. I collectively haven't been in production per se for 3 years, but I've had my license now as of last week for 3 years, and helped 330 families in that time frame with my teams and former colleagues and current colleagues now. And just the one thing I've learned is how to grow a business, how to scale it, how to overcome objections, how to lead generate and grow a business. So today, I'm sitting in with a class, sitting with a group of agents, and there's some that have been in the business for a while. There's some that are brand new in the business, and there's some that have come from other teams. And what we're focusing our time on is overcoming the objections and what that entails and why it's important. Obviously, you guys can tell that I don't have a whole lot of voice, so once again, I'm going to keep this short. But I come live every Monday if I'm not sick or if I don't have anything going on. And I've been struggling with some sickness or whatever. But I wanted to make sure that I came live to you guys today to go over overcoming an objection. So first off, we want to clarify what an objection is, right? So like if you guys are in business or if you're in sales, whatever it may be, what is the definition of an objection versus maybe something like a complaint? My boy Grant Cardone talks about the difference between objections and complaints. A lot of times when you're dealing with prospects, you're either telemarketing or you're messaging them on Facebook. You've got some kind of platform where they came in, gave your information, and you've got to overcome their objections on why to hire you or why to buy your product and whatnot, or your product's too high, the cost is too high. And let's just walk through that. Like, what is the difference between a complaint and an actual true objection, right? So anyone in sales, if you're in sales, give me a thumbs up in the comments, or like an I am, or something of that nature, and then also put your industry that you're in so we can kind of talk about how we would overcome those objections. So let's talk about for us, real estate, mortgage, just this industry in general. Man, I'm looking at my hair, it's all messed up, so forgive me. We hear it all the time. It's like, hey, I don't want to pay a commission. I've got a friend that's in the business. We want to do it by ourselves. I've got to talk to my wife. I've got to talk to my spouse. What are those? Are those true objections? Are those deal breakers, or are those complaints? Right? If someone's like, oh man, like my boy Brandon, he's with a network marketing company. They sell nutritional supplements and weight loss. Like, oh man, hey, I can't afford that, right? I'd love to lose weight, but I can't afford it. Okay, great. Or hey man, that's really expensive. That's a really expensive product. And absolutely. We've heard that before. All of our clients say it's really expensive, but at the end of the day, when they go out and lose 15 pounds in 3 weeks, then they're, man, that's the best money I've ever spent, right? So that is a complaint. Price is typically a complaint when you're dealing with client, or your fee is of a higher amount, right? So let's just say that one agent's only going to charge 5% and the other agent's going to charge 6 or 6.5%. Going with a friend or someone they know when it comes to an agent, that happens all the time. Hey, listen, I totally understand that you've got a friend in the business. Hey, I've got 30, or I've got a family member in the business. Hey, I totally understand. It makes sense to me. I get it, right? Most of our clients have friends or family that's in the business. All right. What's more important to you? Making sure that you're working with a buddy or someone that's going to be able to provide top results and get you guys the results that you actually deserve. Right? At the end of the day, are you more worried about working with your buddy Tim, or are you worried about, making sure that you walk away with the highest proceeds check period when you're going to sell, right? And those are objections that we get all the time, or complaints, I call them. An objection, a true objection, is something that you can't overcome, right? Like, here's a true objection. I owe more on my house than what it is worth, right? So let's say somebody bought in 2008 and they've taken a home equity line of credit and they owe $315,000. Well, the property is only worth $290,000. What do you do in that situation? You move on to the next one, unfortunately, but you go out and you move on to the next deal, because that is a true objection, to where at the end of the day there's nothing that you can do unless you could help them rent it, right, to offset it, or you could go out and do some creative things or try to short sell it, right? But that's a true objection. But let's talk about some complaints, like, hey, the price is too high. Hey, I don't want to pay a fee, or we get it all the time. I've got to talk with my wife, right? Hey, listen, I totally understand that. You guys got to make an educated decision with both of you guys. However, let me ask you a quick question. If a great firm could help get you guys the most amount of equity and do it in a timely manner that makes sense, and take care of all the hassles, would that be something of interest to you, right? So offering them a solution to their problem before, right? And then also letting them know that you are the go-to person in that industry. You got to build credibility. And man, so many people are afraid when they're on the phone that they hear an objection, they hear a complaint, and they shut down. Right? You acknowledge the objection. Yeah, hey man, the price is high. Totally understand that. All our clients think the price is high. But, however, and our price is high, and we deliver the best service, period, right? Like, when we hear an objection, I acknowledge it, move on. Hey, that makes sense. I understand. Hey, we want to think about it. Hey, man, I totally understand. Makes sense. What exactly are you guys wanting to think about, right? So you acknowledge that, you give them information, confirmation that you are listening, and then you overcome that. So, man, like, we're interviewing 17 different brokers. We want to make the right decision. We got to think about it. Great. So you got to think on it. So obviously I didn't answer all your questions. What reservations do you have about me and my company is what I would say in that situation. Think about it. Everyone says, oh, I got to think about it. My boy Blake's watching this. He owns a landscaping company. How many landscapers are there in West Knoxville, Blake? Go ahead and comment below on how many landscapers you know of in West Knoxville. So Blake's going up and they're interviewing 3 or 4 different landscaping companies. And Blake's like, look, man, hey, I'm not the cheapest. I'm not the most expensive, but I provide an amazing product. This is what we do, X, Y, Z, right? And they're like, okay, man, hey, great. Send me some information. We're going to think about it. Awesome. Hey, I understand that. Thank you. Let me ask you this. What do you guys have to think on? Was it, did you like the proposal that we had? Did you like the product that we had? Did you like what we were doing? Were you okay with the pricing on the proposal? Like, what about it? Are you not 100% sold on? Because Mr. and Mrs. Smith, what we found is that, if they like our proposal, they like our product, and they like our price, then they never have to think about it. So which of those, aren't you 100% bought in on right now? And so we'll find out what the true objection is, right? Or what the true complaint is. Hey, look, man, I totally understand. It is more expensive. I've got more guys, right? I've got better equipment to make sure that your yard looks great. Hey, we spend more money in marketing to make sure our properties sell for more every single month. So what I'm getting at, guys, is when someone gives you an objection, don't stop. Don't take that, because that's all it is. It's a complaint. People will say no as a defense mechanism. Whenever you're right there, you're like, hey, push it a little bit deeper. If someone says, hey, man, what, I'll call you back later, just give me your information. Hey, all right, no problem. I can do that for you anyways. What would work better for you? Would today at 5 o'clock or tomorrow at 3:30 work better for you? Giving them that time frame. And when they're like, oh, I got to think about it. No worries. Well, are you a morning person or an evening person? I'm an evening person. Okay, great. Well, obviously Monday and Tuesday didn't work. Does Thursday evening or Friday evening work better for you? Now, I know you got to think about it, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I know that makes sense. But, if you were to pick which of those days would work better for your schedule, right? Well, if I were to choose between two, I would probably say Thursday work better because I got a hot date on Friday. Great. So let's do this. Let's meet up Thursday evening at 5:30. Let's go over exactly what we're going to do to make sure that you get top dollar for your property. And if it makes sense, dude, let's do business. And if it doesn't, man, I'm going to shake your hand and move on about my business. Is that fair enough? Right? So normally where someone would say, hey, I got to think about it, send me some information, we don't accept that. It's like, hey, let's dig a little bit deeper. Let's not take his complaint as an objection, and let's identify his problem. But if you can identify what the problem is and find out what the motivation is going forward, then you're going to be able to have a lot of success. Guys, if y'all have questions about this, if y'all are getting a lot of complaints or a lot of objections in your workplace, shoot me a message. Shoot me give me an example of one of your objections. I'll share exactly how I'd go over it. I'm losing my voice here, so I'm gonna have to cut this off short. But thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be live next Monday. If y'all have any topics that you guys would love for me to go over, let me know, and I'll coordinate that in advance. And my boy Brandon's hitting my other boy Blake up, man. That's connecting my great people together. But anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. My voice it's getting harder and harder for me to talk, so I'm going to cut this one short. If y'all have any questions, if y'all have any concerns, if y'all want to go over script training, objection handling, let me know, and I'd love to help you out. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned.